What were you doing around the time period of the Cuban Missile Crisis?
I was employed at Tufts University at the time and got called to active duty because the Russians were moving missiles into Cuba, and it was a mighty big deal at the time. Security of the country.
Put your gum away.
What branch of the military were you?
Put your gum away.
What are you doing now?
What branch of the military were you?
I was in the United States Air Force Reserve, and it was stationed at Hanscom Field in Bedford, Mass.
What is the difference between active duty and standby?
Standby duty was after you did your basic training and you went to school, you came home, you went back to your regular job, and 1 weekend a month you went to Hanscom Field, and there was training Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, and you continued learning more and more about the service as you went along. So,
what was the other?
And then when you got called, when the president, John F. Kennedy, issued a notice that he was calling up a lot of the troops, we became what's known as active Air Force, regular Air Force, and that's when you gave up your job and you went to Hanscom Field 7 days a week, and you were committed to the Air Force for 1 year.
How did you feel? Wait, can you still hear me?
Matthew.
Does it say poor
Yeah.
connection on your thing too?
Did it say what?
Does it say poor connection on your thing as well?
Nope. Nope.
Oh, okay.
We have 2 bars, sorry.
Okay. How did you feel when you were called up to active duty?
Well,
Scared.
it's kind of scary when you know the situation is that they're dealing with is missiles 90 miles off the coast of Cuba that could very well be everybody's threatening to fire them into Florida and any place in the United States they want to do it. And everybody is getting concerned about where they're going to go and hide. And Air Force, we were getting the planes ready because we were flying equipment down to Homestead Air Force Base in Florida. So rather than going away from the problem, we were going to go down closer to it. Okay.
Hold on, we got to pause. Okay, that was you, sorry.
Alright. What was the atmosphere like at the base?
When he was first going down there, or at what time? What time?
In the prime of the crisis.
At the time of the crisis, everybody was concerned, of course. Some guys were assigned to an advanced group of people that had to go down to Homestead, and everybody was very concerned because you knew that if anything happened, it would probably happen at a Homestead Air Force Base first, and to say nothing about
soldiers.
Washington, and of course the soldiers. Everybody was uptight because you never knew from one day to the next what was going to happen.
What was your role at Hanscom Air Force Base?
Your role at hand. Was your
Job title, I was aircraft mechanic. We had propeller-driven aircrafts that carried cargo. They were C-119s, and the job was that they had to be pre-flighted every day, ready for flight at any time, and that was my job, along with a bunch of other guys that were assigned. It was like 5 of us assigned to each aircraft, was to make sure it was in good shape and ready to go.
Did you feel as if you were contributing in a significant way to the crisis?
No question. Something that was mighty different, but you knew you knew what you signed up for, and you just went there and you just go and do your job. Maybe you didn't think it was a big part, but it was a big part. You know, but everybody working together is what makes it go. So.
In what ways were you affected or effected by the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Ryan, Matthew, be a little more specific on that one.
Well, what effect did it have on your life at the time of the Cuban Missile Crisis?
When he was down when he was in
like
Miami?
Your lifestyle and.
Yeah, well, my lifestyle at the time is
give me daily what you did during like a full day.
Yeah, I was married at the time, and we had to report to the base every morning by 7:30, and the whole day was started with, if the aircrafts were all set, that was the first job in the morning, to make sure they were all set, and then we had classes during the day on the workings and the operation of engines. We used to have classes on how to take them apart and what our job was to fix them. And we always had supervisors looking over us, but it was everybody pulling together. As putting an engine on an aircraft is a pretty big job. So, but it was a lot of fun, and you're glad to do it.
How did everyone on the base react to the conclusion of the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Well, you could say that the atmosphere on the base was one of concern. I mean, from day to day, you never know if you were going to be part of a crew that was going to have to go down to Florida.
He said that when it was all over and if there was
when it was all over and they decided they weren't going to bomb us, or they were going to take the missiles back to Russia, it's a tremendous feeling of relief when you know the danger has now passed. Because at that time they weren't fooling around, and neither were we.
In what ways has the Cuban Missile Crisis affected or affected you to this day?
Well, how has that affected me?
To this day.
Well,
personally, or like do you think so, what the government today and the world today?
No, personally to me.
Personally to him?
Yes.
Okay.
In the Air Force, I went to aircraft engine school, and they taught us to be stage one of becoming an engine mechanic, and that always came in handy in my life. And even though today I'm 77, your military days are probably some of the happiest days that you had in your life, because there was a lot of nice guys and a lot of good times were had, whether they be in boot camp or in recip engine school. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. And I learned how to make a bed.
Well, okay, that's all I have.
Matthew hasn't learned that yet, how to make a bed.
That's next class.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
Hey, Matthew, make sure the recorder's on.
Did it record on this time?
Yep.